Hi, this video is going to be about warming up, stretching, and getting ready before you play, whether you're playing for fun, whether you're playing a match or competition, keeping score, whatever. It'll be good for your performance, it'll be good for your mood, and it will be good for your body. So pardon my clothes and my setting. Still going to be able to demonstrate. As you can see in the background, I'm in my psychologist office and going to be doing some work in a little bit, so haven't quite changed my clothes yet. First thing we do is before we get out on the court, some physical preparation and stretching. Do some light stretching. Some people would call it dynamic, meaning you're moving rather than static stretching, which is holding. Dynamic is more moving. Just get your body moving. Some people will have you doing some running, some light jogging, maybe around the tennis court a little bit, run in place. Yeah, I do this in the locker room before I'm out, anybody sees me. Doesn't matter. You can, if you're going to do some static stretching ahead of time, do it light. Don't really hurt yourself, but do all parts of the body. So for example, this is what I do. You can modify it. Sort of stretch the upper body a little bit, hold it a little bit, but I'm not stretching it too much because my muscles aren't quite warmed up. Doing a little bit of twisting, wrists back and forth, both sides. I'm just demonstrating. I would actually take longer to do this in real world. Oh, my hand seems really big that way. Better that way. So, and as you can see, let's get a chair out here. So just something to hold on to. As you can see from a distance, I'm standing on alternating my feet, and then lean side to side, stretch the inner part of the thigh back a little bit. That's an option. Me, I'm old, my back is sore, so stretch back, bend forward and down low because I want to get those low balls. I'm going to stretch my legs out a little bit, this way, stretch a little bit. This is how you can do it. As you can see from a distance, heel is on the ground, stretching the hamstring. I think that's what I'm stretching. You do a little bit of that, moving around. Now, we've gone through this before, but before you get out there, take some slow tennis strokes without a racket, without a ball. It's lightweight, it doesn't hurt your body. Be sure you're doing it right. Don't practice doing it the wrong way. So try to concentrate on just the simple things. Rotating the body a little bit, a few forehands, a few backhands, some overheads, some volleys, some serves. And as you're doing that, picture that ball in your mind. So as I take a forehand, when I practice, imagining the ball moving to me and at waist height because I've already moved close to the ball, I'm going to hit it right where I want to. So doing all that just takes a few minutes and then I'm ready. I like to swing a couple of rackets with the covers on them. It's like when you see a baseball player in the on-deck circle having two bats or a weight on the bat because you sort of warm up your muscles and your body, and then you get the regular bat or the regular tennis racket and it feels really light. So you can see them swing faster. It's a little bit easier for me. So do all that. Now we're on the court. What do we do now? You will see some students in class when we're on the courts doing things where they just get right into it, start just hitting rockets or trying to do that. And even if they're doing well, it may not be good for you physically, for your body. Much better to warm up gradually, wherever way you do it. Some people will come up close to the net and just hit nice and easy to each other. Maybe volley or let the ball bounce a little bit, but it's a little tricky. You need to be controlled so you don't have to be running around so much, then it defeats the purpose. If you start toward the back of the court, that's okay too. But again, you are hitting it to your partner and they should be hitting it to you. You're not making each other run. You're not winning anything right now. You're trying to warm each other up by hitting it right down the middle to each other, unless you're doing a specific drill, back and forth. And so you're hitting easy, you're hitting forehands, backhands, trying your different shots. So if you hit slice backhands like I do, try that. Maybe try some top spins or with two hands. You'll see players do this for 5 minutes or so, and then one of them comes up to the net and you feed each other volleys. So one person's up at the net, racket up here, hitting volleys. The other person is at the back, in the middle usually, hitting them harder shots, fast shots, nice and low, working on both forehand and backhand sides. And then since I'm up at the net, let's say, my partner will stay back and they'll hit me some lobs, hit it up high in the air, and I'll hit some overheads. And I'll hit it where, they'll give me some practice, and then we trade. They come up to the net, hit some volleys and overheads, and I back up. This is pretty standard for people when they're competing and standard in matches, and the pros will do this as well. Then last thing we practice is serves. So a typical way to do this, it just takes some warm-ups. And again, as you're warming up your serve, toss it up high enough, but don't try the first serve as fast as you can the very first time. You're probably going to hurt your arm or shoulder. It's not going to be very probable it's going to go well. So most people will just sort of toss it up, hit it easy, get it in, use the right motion, and then maybe, usually every can has 3 balls in it, so if we have a brand new can, 3 balls, I hit 3, the other person, instead of hitting it back, they could practice hitting it back, or a more common option is they will catch those balls, put them in their pocket, they'll take 3 serves, I'll take 3 serves. So we alternate 3 serves at a time, and you practice both the right and the left. Many people will try at least 9 or 12 serves from the right side, and then 9 or 12 from the left side, and then usually you start playing. How do you start playing? Well, don't have a racket here. Should have brought one, but you're going to spin the racket. You could flip a coin, which works fine. You do something that's random. So they'll call it, let's pretend, what are we going to do? I've got a glove here, so I'm going to flip it. This is the top side, this is the bottom side. So I will flip it in the air and you're going to call it. So I flip it up in the air and you call heads, which is the top side. And it did land on the top side, the color part. These are my T-Mobile gloves that they gave me. Okay, so you won the toss. Now you get a choice. You can, if we're playing a competition, you can serve, you can receive, or you can pick what side you want. It's one of those options. You can't have all of those. You need to pick one of those. So let's say you're going to decide to serve. Now I get to pick which side I'm going to receive on. So I will receive on, if we're playing outside, that's pretty much of a strategy. There's different wind currents, sun is different, and you're going to serve one game, and then I'm going to serve from the same side that you're on. So there's a little bit of strategy and planning there. Most good players want to serve if they win the spin because it's advantageous to them. We usually win our serves and have a little bit more of an advantage if we're a decent player. So this is the startup. We'll cover some more things next time. See you then.